So thanks for the question, John. It's a good one, but I'm afraid it's kind of moot. So in my opinion, Ron Paul is not going to be president of the United States. There's a number of reasons for this, but I think it's more of a financial question rather than a political one. So I'm going to rephrase the question to, what if a financially responsible policy person becomes president? So I want to qualify my statement about Mr. Paul by saying that it has nothing to do with what I think about his policies and everything to do with the Electoral College of the United States. I think the result of such a person becoming president will be a strong dollar. And this means that U.S. exports are going to drop to very low levels. Since the current policy is to devalue and hope to export its way out of the problem, this is going to result in a paradigm shift. The U.S. is going to turn increasingly inwards, and it's going to debate stuff like tariff structures, tax breaks for exporters, legalized foreign worker programs, entitlement programs, and the cost structure of government going forward. Assuming that the conclusion is for a balanced budget, then a strong dollar is a byproduct of such a policy. Jim Rickards is arguing that the U.S. will seize the gold reserves of other countries and issue an IOU, then use the gold to backstop a new currency which continues U.S. hegemony. While this is more of a best of a worst case scenario, I think in effect a strong dollar policy will result in a similar outcome. It's a question of default, or trying to avert that occurring through restructuring debt loads. I think a strong dollar policy will result in precious metal value dropping in terms of a new dollar, and that you're going to get fewer dollars for your metal. But I think buying power should remain about the same. So we'll probably experience an inflation in things like energy and food costs, and a corresponding deflation in the cost of things like property, vehicles, and other non-essential stuff. This means that those stacking metals will probably be able to maintain their standard of living, as I'm also assuming that prepping is part of stacking. I think the big issue will be the gold-silver ratio. I don't believe that 50-to-1 is a healthy ratio, and I think that it should be half that. And this would mean that silver stackers should be able to see more gold. So if a Ron Paul-style politician becomes president, I think metal prices will stabilize, actually. However, as I said, I don't believe such a politician is going to become president, and that actually Jim Rickards' conclusions are far more likely. I think this means we see a major financial debt crisis, resulting in a worldwide loss of credit and a corresponding deflation. I think inflation is going to take hold in food and energy, and that the standard of living will drop across the board. This means pretty much that stackers are likely to be able to maintain their position, as most others lose theirs, which is in effect a gain for those who have been stacking. Anyway, thanks for the question, and kind of sorry for dodging it, but that's pretty much the way I see it.